People who go into teaching, they want to affect the future, they want to work for the children, they want to go improve life.
Like, how can I do the most good? Where would it be? So I decided to go into teaching.
I know I'm having a positive impact on their lives. I get a lot of hugs.
It's really exciting to see them become excited about learning.
We try to make lifelong learners.
This is where the joy is.
The top 25 hedge fund managers made more than all the kindergarten teachers in the country.
I'm definitely surprised. I didn't realize it was that much. There's a lot of kindergarten teachers.
It's absurd that some people should make that much money.
25 people should not make more than kindergarten teachers. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. In order to have a nice functioning classroom in a system that is incredibly underfunded, I have to go buy it out of my pocket.
I was forever scoring the goodwill and yard sales.
But teachers can't afford to live in their communities. They can't afford to buy a home. They can't afford to live in our city and be a part of it.
I don't get by that. I mean, the money that I have, I'm literally usually like $5, $10 over the red every month. I generally have to ask for help from my family.
You have kindergarten classrooms that are trying to scrape together basic needs to help serve children. And then we have a system based on the priorities for a hedge fund manager to not pay taxes.
Hedge fund managers are literally making billions and billions of dollars, and it's crazy that they pay less taxes than the rest of us. So hedge fund managers, because of the carried interest loophole, pay the capital gains rate of 20%. But a kindergarten teacher, he or she is paying 25%.
The hedge fund guys, they invented something called carried interest.
The carried interest loophole, and it allows hedge fund managers to treat their income as capital gains.
Capital gains are the profits that hedge funds or other people make. So if I bought $100 of stock and I sell it for $200, my capital gains is $100. The key thing is I pay a lower tax, 20% on that profit, than I would on regular income. They claim that it's supposed to encourage investment and risk, but what's crazy is hedge fund managers aren't investing or risking their own money. They're investing somebody else's money and risking it, and then they're getting a tax break for it. So carried interest is really just a gimmick of the super rich to avoid paying taxes that regular people would have to pay.
In theory, some of those loopholes were understandable, but in practice, they sometimes made it possible for millionaires to pay nothing, while a bus driver was paying 10% of his salary, and that's crazy. Do you think the millionaire ought to pay more in taxes than the bus driver, or less?
Every penny they avoid in tax has to be made up by somebody else who pays more tax, or has to be made up by shutting a school. There's a direct relationship between the money they suck out of the economy into their wallets and what we're not able to provide for our teachers and our children.
Taxes for the richest Americans have come down at a continuous clip since the 1960s. But the middle class has been left to pick up the tab.
The key thing about carried interest is they're investing other people's money. And the notion that they should get a special tax break for doing their job is crazy.
That's ridiculous. The hedge fund guys are getting away with murder. They're making a tremendous amount of money. They have to pay tax.
The only reason the carried interest loophole hasn't been closed is because hedge fund managers use their enormous wealth to buy politicians and make sure elections turn out in a way that they're protected. And then I think the really dangerous thing is a revolving door. If you look at where people go after they leave government service, they go to work for hedge funds. And that's one of the reasons why the carried loophole is protected, because people want to be part of that system when they get out of Washington.
Unbelievable and extremely unjust, really.
I don't get it. I don't get why we are not out on the streets screaming stop.
Closing the carried interest loophole is an easy step towards starting to address inequality in this country.
There's more of us than them, and it's time that we have a collective voice and actually speak up and change the system.
Republicans and Democrats both agree that the notion that 25 hedge fund managers can make more money than every kindergarten teacher combined is just crazy. It's just a matter of having the courage to take action and getting rid of it.